Hi guys, Evelyn here, back with another video. This is just a second part to the Loch Ness marathon recap. Normally I do a sit down talk through recap, but of course you saw the vlog version last time. What is to follow was me when I got back to my hotel doing the recap. At the time, if I had put both together at the same time, it would have been a very long video, so I decided to split them into two parts, and of course it's taken me forever to edit the second part. I finally got time to do it, so it follows shortly. So thank you so much for all the positive feedback I got from the last update, and I hope it's not too much and I hope it hasn't been too long as well. It has been a month, but I thought it was a shame to waste the footage, so here it is to follow. Thank you so much if you have subscribed. If you haven't, please do subscribe and like if you like the video. Thanks a lot, keep watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Can you believe it? It's already 2 days gone. I'm recording on the 25th of September, which means it's 2 whole days away from the race that I've been training for the last 5.5 months. Can't believe how fast it's gone, but I got the medal. By now you would have seen the run up to the race day, and I may have gone into a little bit of what I'm gonna say now, so sorry for the repetition, but I can't remember exactly what I've said, so I'm just gonna go into it. So I met up with a couple of guys from the Dunstable Road Runners, which is our local Just Stopsy Striders team. I met up with them in the airport going out and on the flight, and then we travelled into Inverness on the bus together, had lunch at McDonald's, and then went our separate ways. We were due to meet at the expo, but it was such a small expo that we didn't arrange time to meet, and by the time I got there wasn't really much to do. It was good if you were in the mood for buying stuff, but I had recently bought trainers. I won a competition where I got another set of trainers and some running gear. I wasn't needing to buy anything, so I wasn't really looking. The only thing I did want to look for was a charger for my Garmin, because I lost that a couple of weeks ago. I've got one from Amazon, but it's not a real Garmin one, so I was wondering if they sold chargers, but they didn't, only the full watch, so I didn't really have anything to get. So anyway, I picked up my number. I didn't really wait around for any of the speeches or anything, and I didn't need to eat anything right away, so I just went outside, and you would have seen the pictures of me with Nessie and stuff, so that was that done. As I didn't see the guys, I went back to my hotel, had dinner, and then waited for race day, basically. So race day came. My alarm went off at about 6:15. Well, I probably didn't get up till about 25 past 6. So we're due to pick up the coaches at between 7:15 and 7:15, and I intended to leave at 2:15, so that it would take me about 10 minutes to walk there, but I didn't really leave until 5:02. Well, I didn't get up till 25 past, so how could I leave earlier than that? But anyway, so I left at about 5 to 7. I had my black coffee. I had already arranged all my kit ready for the night before, so it was a quick wash, put my clothes, and then get out of there. So I was walking up, crossed over the road, and I was looking at my sat nav, and I joined a lady as I crossed the road, and she was saying, "It's just over here, don't worry." And then we started chatting, so we ended up being bus buddies. It's about an hour on the bus from Inverness Ice Rink or Ice Centre to Fort Augustus, and it was a beautiful, beautiful ride. We were sitting on the wrong side of the bus, because if you sat on the left, you could actually see the views, and you'll see a picture. I'll put a picture here of me taking a picture of the view from the bus. It's lovely. But it was a long ride. It was about an hour, but then again, it's 26 miles, so of course it's going to be a long ride. When we got there, it was basically in the middle of nowhere. So they had set up, you could hear a speaker talking about the race and all the people who were raising money for people. There was a long queue for the toilets. I'm sure if you waited for the loo, you probably wouldn't have gotten to it. So a lot of people were using the hedges, and of course the guys peeing standing up. So you had to watch which pictures you took, because you get men going for a piss along the side, which I thought was not very good, but hey, that's what happens at these things. So the lady I was with, she's a lovely lady. It was really nice chatting with her, talking about our race experience, and she had had breast cancer, so she's a survivor, and normally she comes up with her husband and they go, and he, I think it's a golfing competition that they normally come up for every year, and the race is always on, so she decided to do the race. She's done many races before, but it's the first time she had done Loch Ness as me. I think she had done 3 or 4 marathons prior, and that was my 5th. So, but we had a nice chat. It was really lovely meeting with her. We're now friends on Facebook, so that's good. And then, so she wanted the loo, and I didn't really need to go, so she went off to go use the loo, and then I went to see if I could find my Dunstable runner friends, because I didn't see them in the queue for the buses. And then I could see one of them in the queue for the loos, and another one was trying to take a selfie in the middle of nowhere. It was funny watching her trying to balance on the moss. Anyway, so yeah, we all joined forces, took a few selfies, and then we made our way to the start line. So we were all discussing what times we were going to go for, and as usual, I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to try and PB, but it's a hilly course, and what am I going to do? It was all exciting. The weather wasn't too bad. It was clear skies. It looked like it was going to rain in the distance, but at that time it didn't feel like it was going to rain. I had brought my Royal Parks top, which I was going to wear, and then I was going to discard it because I thought it was going to be really cold, but then I looked at it and I thought, I don't want to throw this away. So I had gone to Primark the day before and I bought a £7 hoodie, which I didn't want to throw away either. I bought a grey one thinking, oh, if I buy something I don't really like, it'll be easier to throw away. But when I put it on, it was so comfortable that I didn't want to throw it out. And in the end, it wasn't that cold, so I could actually bear to not have a top at the start. And then I put my hoodie in with one of the girls' baggage, so I got to save that one too. Silly me. Anyway, so we made our way to the start. The countdown happened, and then we all went off. I think it took about five minutes or so to actually get to the start line. There's a lot of people, probably about 4,000 runners taking part. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful scenic view. I'll put in a clip of my relive so you can see the route, and I took a couple of pictures so you can see that along the way as well. So I'll put that here. But it was, yeah, it's such a beautiful route. It was definitely hilly. So the first part was hilly. There was a lot of downhills as well as uphills on the first part. So actually the first half of the race was quite speedy for me. I'm not exactly sure, I haven't really checked. I should have done that before, but I'll put the time here of my first half, so the first 21k. Although I did, I think I did it in around 2 hours, which was good going. I was thinking, yes, it's going to be a good one. I might actually get my target goal. But I was stopping a lot for pictures, and it was just beautiful views. You could just see right across the loch to the other side, and I love running along water, so it's just, I was in my element. Stopped along the way to take a selfie, and then this lovely lady decided that she'd help me take pictures, so she took a few. She goes, stand in a running pose. So I was like, I just took a picture then, and it's good. I had these fingerless gloves as well, and again I bought grey ones, thinking that I'll throw them away, and I ended up wearing them the whole of the race, so I looked a bit funny. I wish I wore the black ones now, but I mean, all my pictures have me with these grey fingerless gloves on, so ruined those pictures, but I'm not sure if I'm going to buy them yet, but we'll see. But anyway, so yeah, the first half of the race was lovely and scenic, chatted to a few people here and there, but kept on going. So I basically ran it on my own. I started off with the other guys, and then it was like toing and froing because there's so many crowds, so I just carried on, like powered on ahead, and I just wanted to keep consistent. I didn't want to slow down to their speed, and I didn't want to keep up if they were going to go faster than me, so I just, you know, powered on my own comfortable way. So I did stop at every water station to walk, and if it was too steep of a hill, I would probably run up it 2/3 of the way and then get to the near to the top and give up and walk. So there was still a lot of walking, especially at the top of the hills, and I did stop to at the water stations right from the beginning, even though they did have bottles. But I just wanted to take it easy. Even though I was aiming for 4.5 hours, I knew in the back of my head already that it's likely not to happen. So I was happy to stop and, you know, take it easy, stop at the water stations and stuff like that. So I wasn't truly bothered with it. Got to about 19k and I could feel that I was actually getting tired and slowing down. I could see that there's a halfway timer mat. So I powered on through that, and then after that there was another water station and toilets. And at this point, because I had stopped at every water station, I had all the water each one, and they did have a lot actually. It was very well catered for water, for energy drinks, electrolyte drinks and gels. And I didn't take any of the gels, but I had water. And also they had shop blocks as well, so I didn't even need to take my own ones because they had them a long way. It's definitely well catered for nutrition and water. There wasn't any like bananas or oranges or anything, but it was a cool day, so I didn't really need that. Even I probably drank more water than I needed to because it was a cool day, but you just felt that you needed it because of the hills. But because I had drunk so much water and lots of electrolytes, I really needed the loo, and I got after halfway and there was a portaloo there. Well, unfortunately there was only 2 and there was about a queue of 10 people, and I thought, should I go to the next one or should I just get it over and done with now? So I thought I might as well just, you know, get it over and done with. It's going to be an easy, enjoyable run. I don't want to be holding all this water feeling uncomfortable, so let me just stop. So, but it ended up being an 8.5 minute wait. I was in 2 minds after the first couple of minutes to just carry on, but then I thought I already wasted 2 minutes, why not just, you know, carry on? But again, in the end it was about 8 minutes or so, so that delayed me. Anyway, so relieved myself and then carried on. But after that I could really feel the effects of going beyond 13 miles. So I kept on plodding on, carried on fairly okay, stopped at every water station again, stopped at the uppermost steep bits of any hills that were there. But you know, the flat portion you would have seen in the relive wasn't flat like it was actually up and down, up and down. So it was hard work even on the flat bits. So don't let that fool you at all. It was hard work the whole way. It was hard work. You know, if it was hotter, that would have been a terrible route to do because of the heat and the hills. But as it was nice and cool and the views were spectacular. It did rain 3 times as well, and it came down, like, I think the 3rd time it was like 10 minutes of near enough torrential rain. And you ran quite close to the loch, so some of the rain from the side was washing down onto the pathways, so you were running through puddles as well. So if you missed a step, you'd get cold, wet feet as well. Again, if you didn't have the scenery, there wasn't much crowd support. Every so often you'd pass a village or a town and there would be some people there. But other than that, it was quite desolate for crowd support, apart from around the aid stations. And then when you come back into Inverness, the crowds start building up, and then right at the last, say 5k. So actually, when you leave the loch itself, you carry on along just a normal road and country lane, so it wasn't as interesting because all you could see was trees and farmland. There was a highlight of the Highland cows that you can see there, but apart from that, it was fairly boring standard countryside route for that portion. Probably the last between 35 and 40k, no, 35 and 38k. So that was a bit boring. And then you come into Inverness and the crowds start building up there, and that was really helpful, but I just was broken by then. So it didn't help. So I was like walking, running, walking, running, walking, running. So I did a lot of walk run in the last 10k, so that slowed me down a little bit. And then I was able to, like, the last 3k I was able to run most of it, and I think I stopped just before the last 500 meters, but then ran it through. I heard the announcer say my name. They never say my name, and he pronounced my name correctly as well. So that was good. And also one of my subscribers, hello Sparkle Sky, thank you so much. I did hear you call my name, but I didn't remember who, well, I didn't know who it was at the time, but when you sent me the footage, I remembered it well. So thank you so much for being there and tuning me in, and for the footage that you'll see in a minute as well. I'll definitely include that. You were so kind to provide it. All in all, the whole thing was a brilliant experience. I would recommend you try it. Don't go for a PB, go for the enjoyment of the race. Hope it doesn't rain and hope it's not too hot, but it was an ideal temperature for the race itself. If it didn't rain, it would have been better. And the festival at the end was really good. You had a lot of food. I think they had a banana, Cliff Bar, water of course, and then you had this food voucher where you could have soup and rice and chili, which was ace. And I was so hungry, I just gobbled it all up. I just ate it all. So, you know, I'm not on my keto diet at the moment. I have one more week of just recovery because I've been really hungry since the race, but today I feel really full, so I think I'm at that turning point where already, which is only day 2 or 3, second day afterwards. So normally I feel hungry the whole week, but today I feel full already, so I'm hoping that that has already passed and I can get back to normal foods. But next Monday we'll start my new keto diet restart. Will happen again, because although I haven't put on all my weight, I have put on about 10 pounds since my goal, so I need to, and I think that's marathon training weight, definitely, because it does make you hungry and it's easier to eat carb-filled foods than to make it. And since I've been away for work, it's harder to find carb-free foods, but I'm gonna make it my mission to do that from next week. But anyway, I really enjoyed this race. I do recommend it to anyone. I don't think it's a PB course though, unless you're extremely speedy. But if you want something to enjoy the scenery, and Inverness is a beautiful place to be. All the buildings are lovely, the scenery is lovely. I stayed in the Premier Inn, Inverness West, and it's just by this canal, and it's cool to see the canal bridge open and the road basically turns to the side to let the boats through. I thought that was quite cool to watch. But yeah, even there's the Inverness Castle is right there, and River Ness is right there, and there's a beautiful walk along or run along too. When the weather's lovely, it's beautiful. So it's a beautiful place to go for a holiday. Great place to go for a run, so definitely recommend it. But anyway, so that's the end of my training and race for the Loch Ness Marathon 2018. What's the next race? So I have a few 5Ks and a half marathon to go, or maybe a couple. I've definitely got a Hitchin 5K this week coming, and Luton Half Marathon on the 25th of October, I think. And then probably Bedford Half. I haven't registered for that yet. And that'll be the 2nd of December. And Hatfield 5, always do that because it's a purple race. And that'll be in November. But as far as marathons go, I've registered for Paris Marathon for next year. I've put in for the ballot for London, so we'll find out that in the next couple of weeks. And also my club is arranging a club run to either Belfast or Vienna. I'm hoping Vienna. So I might actually do 3 marathons in the space of 2 weeks next year if everything comes through. So Paris Marathon is 14th of April. I think London Marathon, if I ever got it, would be like 25th of April, I think, this year. And then Vienna or Belfast, well, Vienna would be on the 7th of April. So if that came through, it would be 7th, 14th and 25th. It would be 25th or 21st, probably 21st. 7th, 14th and 21st. Can you imagine 3 marathons in 3 weeks? But Vienna, I would actually probably take part in a relay, not do the whole thing. So it would be, Paris would be my training run for London or vice versa, who knows. Watch this space. I'll let you know in due course, but do come back for other videos. I think I will restart my diet videos again, especially now I've said it. I need to start it next week. So next Monday, I'll start my keto diet again and probably track that. If there's anything you'd like to see me do, please do let me know in the comments below. If you like the video, please do press like, and I look forward to bringing you another video. Thanks. Bye.